Ladies and gentlemen, we are filming here on Monday the 20th for Wednesday, July 22nd. And as you're hearing this, it is 7:30 p.m. on a Wednesday night, unless this is a replay, Eastern Time. And you know what that means.
10-cent beer night.
The official sports show of Fifth Dimension Radio and WAOH TV. And again, we're filming here on Monday. It is 1:10 p.m. in the afternoon when we're filming. And I'm bringing that up because the same thing was mentioned last week is going to be mentioned right now. As we are filming this 10-cent beer night special here in beautiful Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, LeBron James has not made a decision on his free agency destination yet.
Well, that's coming, though. It's coming.
I believe. Well, there's
it's coming.
There's a silver lining to this, okay? And this is hypothetically, let's say it's this week, mid-late this week, okay? And he does choose Cleveland, hypothetically. You know who's going to get more mad than anybody? Is Jimmy Haslam. Because what's also this week, Bob?
Browns
training camp.
Training camp, yeah.
This is supposed to be his moment to take away from the Guardians' thunder, to get all the focus centered on him in Cleveland. And what would ruin it more than the biggest name since Jim Brown?
Yeah, and I'm going to take my talents too.
Yep. and just see all the LeBron jerseys fly off the shelves or come off come out of the laundry or whatever, if you have old LeBron jerseys like I do.
I mean, you got you got Miami jerseys, you got Cavs jerseys, you got Laker jerseys.
Yeah, I mean, and the LeBron fans, I mean, they would just celebrate too. But just, I think it'd be funny and bittersweet just to see Jimmy Haslam sit there and go like, oh, what? So we're not going to get any attention? Well, if you don't win and you trade away one of your best players in franchise history, no, you don't deserve the attention. But if the returning player of the best player in that franchise history comes back and puts them on a championship conversation, yeah, they're going to get the attention and they're going to get our money. That's how it works. So there's a silver lining. If he does decide to come back to Cleveland and announces this week, that's a big deal to me personally. You know, just rub it in Haslam's face there. But
well, I don't know. You know, Browns training camp always seems to bring out a lot for people. You know, I know that place is always usually packed up to Berea during training camp and stuff like that.
Right. They have limited availability to fans. Like, they still have some, but they have limited it now than in years past. It used to be almost every day you were able to just show up for free. And then they would have merchandising and everything there. They used to make an absolutely huge deal.
I was up there one time. We're talking 20 years ago.
I was up there Charlie Fry's rookie year.
It's been a long time since I've been up there.
That was the Jersey showcase because it was a local name, you know, at the time. That was a big deal.
Well, it was Akron U-Boy.
Akron U-Boy. Where was he? Was it Wadsworth he was from, where he grew up? I'm trying to remember.
No, he was from, wasn't Wadsworth. It was, was it Willard?
It may have been.
Might have been Willard.
It was something with a W there. But anyway, I mean, there wasn't a lot of W's during his time in Cleveland, but that's besides the point. A lot in Akron. We do appreciate what he did for this. And it was cool to see him in a Browns uniform.
I think he's got a bowl win. Wasn't he the quarterback for the...
No, that was, what's his name? He's with the Packers coaching staff now. Now you're gonna make it.
It's been so long ago, I don't remember.
No, he came close. So he almost went to one.
I think they lost in the Motor City Bowl.
Not with him. They didn't go with him. They fell short twice.
I could have swore he was in a bowl game.
No, it was. I'll look that up here in a bit here, but
Charlie Fry was one of the best that come out of Akron.
Right, absolutely. Well, I'll look at that up a little. We'll follow up with that because I did renew my Akron Zips tickets today, so I am looking forward to Akron football.
I'm debating.
You're debating. You can get you're a vet. You can get a pair for free.
I get it for free anyway if I wanted to, but I usually buy tickets, so I have extra tickets because somebody wants to go.
Right.
You know,
right. So, but no, I'm looking forward to it. They got better every year. I like the recruits and the transfers they brought in. So, I'm pulling I mean, this year they got to make a bigger impact for me to buy it. But I was convinced with last year.
You say that every year.
They have improved every year under Moorhead. Every year they have improved. I mean, I was a little bit disappointed, more than disappointed, at the wagon wheel upset loss.
They should have never lost against State.
No, they should not have lost, especially with the comeback and everything they had during all that. And then on top of that, there's a couple they did fall short, but they did fall a game. They were suspended, but they did fall a game away from a normal bowl. A win away from being bowl
eligible.
eligible.
Six wins eligible.
And that's, I mean, we have seen, like I said, under Moorhead, I think we've been
we lost a couple games that we could have won during last year.
Right, and there was a couple, like there's one of the games like our starting quarterback did not play because he was hurt, so that hurt them. They do have a good transfer quarterback this year, a guy that has college playoff experience. Former backup to Cam Ward there, who was the first overall pick to the Tennessee Titans a few drafts ago. But so they do have some more experience.
Let's just hope and pray. Let's just hope we have a good season.
Right, absolutely. Back to the NBA real quick. So, Bob, this is even later than he was when he decided to go to Miami back in 2010. So, I mean, he has drawn this decision. It's gotten so bad that it was actually shortly after we recorded our last 10 Cent Beer Night. Commissioner Adam Silver made a comment about, because they were asking, like, what do you think about this? He's drawing it out. And he said, yeah, he's holding up the national television broadcast schedule. Because they have a schedule, like, pre-made, pretty much.
So what you're saying is money's talking.
Right.
Money's talking.
And he said, look, he said he didn't mind it as a whole, but he said he is putting them on a spot because they're like, look, we need to make this decision because that's going to also determine the rest of the national TV bids too. And probably go to this. I'm guessing they have most of the schedule put. I know they have the NBA Cup schedule pretty much prepared. They already announced who was going to play who. They just didn't announce dates yet, but they already announced like the groups and everything. I think
that's a joke too.
Oh, it is. But you know what? Now the players are getting more into it because LeBron and the Lakers won the first one. The Knicks won it last year, along with winning the NBA Finals. Now, so now people are like, well, see, if, not only can we win the one everybody wants, we could also win the one that gives us a little bit more money because they get reward money for winning that. So now they're starting to get a little bit more into it. So I don't care for it either. I think it's risky too, as far as players, because that's a game that doesn't count on their records.
No,
it just kind of counts.
And if you got a guy that goes down, he's out for 6 to 8 weeks or whatever like that.
Then it wasn't worth it.
It could screw the whole season up for that team.
Right. And God forbid that happens. It's
like the All-Star game. I love the All-Star game, baseball All-Star game, but it don't mean nothing.
Not anymore,
if you got one of these guys go out there and get hurt. Go back in the 70s when Ray Falsey got mowed over by Pete Rose.
Right.
It was an all-star game. A game that didn't mean that it ended Falsey's career.
Right.
NFL did the right thing. They play flag football now. Nobody's going to get hurt in flag football.
They're just like the ratings just aren't going to come, so we might as well just make sure nobody gets hurt.
The All-Star, but they took away what the real meaning with the All-Star was. Whoever won the All-Star game gets home field in the World Series. That's the way it should have stayed that way.
You would have seen half those guys that decide to not play this year play, because if that was still on the table.
The All-Star game don't mean nothing. They need to do away with it. Give the guys their awards or whatever. Give them their little trophies they're going to get for being an All-Star. And just let them have a 3-day rest or whatever.
Right.
Do away with the. It don't mean nothing.
We'll get back to.
It did it one time when they played who gets a home field advantage in the World Series.
Yeah, it affected the Indians at a time in 2016 when they got home field there. Yeah. So I mean that was a big deal at the time. We'll get back to that in a sec because I do want to talk about what happened last week. But I do want to real quick with the NBA free agency. My point being was, when LeBron waited. You have mentioned this a couple of times, Bob. A lot of the biggest free agents were off the market, okay? This time it's paused. Like all these free agents are waiting to see what he does because some of them might want to join him. So the Cavs still got something on the table, and this is where it gets interesting because one of the things that was brought up was with the Cavs in the offseason is Jonathan Kuminga, who is now small forward for the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, so a couple things have happened over the weekend regarding him. Now, right now he's a free agent, but he's eligible for a sign-in trade, which is what he might want to do. And Kuminga was on the Warriors when our coach Kenny Atkinson was assistant for the Warriors, okay? And for people who don't know, like, the Cavs have been linked to Kuminga for a while. They even discussed drafting him until they that draft they won the 3rd overall position to get Evan Mobley, but he was in some of the original talks. Hey, if we get the predicted stay at 8th pick, is this the kind of guy we want to bring in? But then they won 5 picks higher, and so found were able to draft a better overall player there. So Atkinson likes him, the organization likes him, and there's been talk about, okay, if we don't get LeBron, is it commit? Because they have had trade talks between the Hawks, okay, and then there's been some rumors about they want both. They want Kuminga as a long-term wing, and they want LeBron to come in and help mentor him and the other players. And so it's kind of confusing where this is going because it's like, okay, if he doesn't go to Cleveland, where does he go? Well, the Lakers have had some heated trade talks with the Hawks. There was a report last Friday that it was about to happen. It's coming close. Even Iman Shumpert, former Cavalier that won the championship with them, let it slip on TV that, he's headed to L.A. And Shams, who is the Adam Schefter of the NFL for NBA, of ESPN, said, that's not official. It kind of was like, you let that slip out on TV. So it made it look like, this was about to happen. Reports coming out this morning, and again, what we're talking on Monday here, is that trade talks cooled off. Like they're not on the same page. They're not. It's not really going anywhere. So it's kind of back on the Cavs' court, but the Cavs aren't actively talking to them as aggressive because they want to know what LeBron's going to decide first before they do everything. And some people are like, well, what if they don't get Kuminga? DeMar DeRozan's talked to Cleveland, and he's interested in Cleveland. He's also interested in Miami in the case that LeBron does or doesn't go there. I mean, we don't know what DeRozan's thinking right now, but DeRozan's still looking to get his first ring. And it hasn't happened. And I'll tell you what, Bob, if I had my way, call me crazy, I think DeRozan would take a veteran's minimum in the right position. If we could get LeBron and DeRozan in that kind of thing over Kuminga, I would take that. Because you're getting a vet in DeRozan that can put up points like crazy off the bench.
Well,
so help the second unit.
LeBron needs to get off his butt and make his decision. So everybody knows what's going on.
This is the thing, but you talk to people close to him. He's already made the decision, but he's letting the media play out this narrative that he didn't. I mean, Richard Jefferson...
Well, yeah, I believe he did. I believe he's coming to Cleveland. I've always said that and always will.
Richard Jefferson, the former Cavalier that also won the championship in 2016, see, he's really tight-knit with these guys, said LeBron told him everything. He told him the plan, but he said, I'm sworn to secrecy. I'm not allowed to talk about it. So he knows already what's going to go down. And that's...
He's coming back to Cleveland. He's going to retire in Cleveland. His son's coming to Cleveland with him. You can take that to the bank. And I don't even bet. Gamble it. Bet it. Go up to the MGM or whatever they call it now up there at Racino. Put your money that LeBron's coming to Cleveland.
Fifth Dimension Radio, 10-cent beer, and I want you to gamble responsibly. Don't overdo it. We don't have a discretion, so I have to say something like that just to let you. So
I should say MGM because it's not MGM anymore. It's Caesars. Caesars.
We shouldn't be tipping off anybody they haven't bought sponsorship yet. So like, just if you're gonna gamble, please do it responsibly. That's all I can ask. But
I'm just.
But right now, I mean, everything is on hold. Kevin Love's free agency decision's on hold.
He's going to wait till LeBron. I'm telling you, him and LeBron's going back to Cleveland.
That came out too. I agree. I at least agree with him. Not that I disagree with anything he's really said today, but that's one thing. If you were going to bet Kevin Love follows LeBron. That's my. If you want the points or the odds in your favorite, that's what I would say it should be the play there. But okay, gambling aside, this is it is getting to the point he needs to make a decision.
He needs to make the decision.
I mean, James Harden hasn't made it. I mean,
how long is it until training camp starts? End of August?
Early September, more, yeah.
I'm just. It's only a month and a half.
It'll be here before you know it.
We're going into August here pretty soon.
We're already talking about the damn Browns, so I mean, it's
make your decision so we can get the thing together.
Make your decision to make Jimmy Haslam angry. And Larry Dolan.
Maybe he's doing that. Maybe he'll do it the day Browns camp starts.
Bob, you know how funny that would be? You're talking about the same team, okay? The Browns were going to introduce their new head coach, Todd Monken, who I'm pulling for. I like the guy. And they wanted all this attention, and then the Cavs trade for future Hall of Famer James Harden on the same day, and all the headlines were James Harden, and just overshadowed Todd Monken's hiring, and they had to be sitting there like, oh my goodness. Now, Jimmy probably was thinking, thankfully, because he had admitted about the $100 million lawsuit at the same time, it was like, well, maybe this will, get people to just ignore what I said, which, some of us don't forget about it, but, no, it's...
I'm sure it took a lot out of the minds of the people to Watson sting.
Oh, that's that. We'll talk about that because
know.
Some interesting things came out this weekend regarding that. So I wish they would just get it together. How hard is it to you look at Dan Gilbert and the great work he has done over the years, even with two different rebuilds. The second one going much better than the first. But still bringing in quality talent all the time. And you look at the Browns and just be like, what? Okay, the guards over there, Dolan, he don't spend money, still finds a way to stay competitive. And we look at the Browns like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing right there?
They lost all interest in me when they let Garrett go.
When they did that trade, I mean
that's the most stupidest thing they ever did.
They're talking about Bob. I don't know if you remember Aaron Donald, because I know you don't follow football like a lot of us do. But Aaron Donald, who would be eligible for the Hall of Fame in a few years, you might have to delay that. He's talking about coming out of retirement and helping Garrett, and he's still he never got out of shape. He's been training with the players right. They're saying he's about to. It's like official, but he hasn't announced it yet. If he comes out of retirement, they're winning that Super Bowl. Because he was one of the best defensive tackles we've ever seen in my generation.
I see him coming.
I mean, he was the one. If you remember,
did he win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, against the Bengals. He was the one that sacked Burrow on the final play. Burrow had Jamar Chase wide open for the game-winning touchdown, and before he could throw it to him, Donald hit him. He was a maniac that game. He's talking about coming back over the Myles Garrett. Browns set themselves. I mean,
Browns are idiots. Haslam's an idiot. Barry's an idiot. They're all idiots.
But you know what, LeBron?
I could run that front office better than they do it.
I would like to see it. Part of me doesn't. I mean, Bob, you get a lot of heat. They're crazy, but LeBron, please make it official.
Make your decision. Come on.
Your decision. Please, not anybody but Golden State. But if you could come home, that'd be great. Make Jimmy Haslam mad. When we come back, All-Star Week's over. We're going to talk about the Guardians. They lost their series to the Pirates over the weekend. We'll break it down with that and more. Stay tuned. We're back here on 10 Cent Beer Night, Fifth Dimension Radio, WAOH TV, and we're going to talk some baseball here. This past week was all...
You really want to talk about some baseball?
Yeah, okay, we can talk about the Browns instead, Bob. It's okay. We can talk about the Browns.
Yeah, Brook Park? Okay, let's talk about Brook Park.
Let's talk about Brook.
Yeah, Brook Park.
We'll talk about how the Browns journalists cannot decide which quarterback they want to support because they want to confuse the fans. And that's
all right, let's go back to the Guardians. We're done with the Browns.
MLB All-Star Week came and passed. Jordan Walker of the Cardinals won in upset fashion in Philly in the home run derby, because it looked like Kyle Schwarber was about to win it, and for the hometown, and no, that did not happen. Jordan Walker.
I didn't watch the home run derby.
Yeah, but no, Jordan Walker came back, and with a few outs left, won the home run derby. It was great. No, I did catch the end of it, so it was good there.
Well, I usually don't watch those, those extra things at the All-Star. I did watch the All-Star game because I wanted to watch the three Guardians.
And they overall did pretty well there. I know Cade Smith had a nasty pitch to Bryce Harper and struck him out. Harper was shaking his head like, I can't believe that. It was a great pitch there. American League didn't win, so they shut him out. I think
it's funny. The American League won the All-Star game, but they were talking yesterday during the game how the National League is destroying the American League in interleague play this year. I think it was like 42 wins and 20 losses or something like that. But we always win them. We have won the All-Star game a lot of times.
Right.
A lot of times.
Right. It's gone in their favor. Maybe that's why
they switched it.
Right.
Because the National League wasn't get a chance to be home field. But then again, it still ain't fair.
No. National League will host the All-Star game again next year at Wrigley Field this time in Chicago. So I mean that usually they alternate that too, but next year they're going to stay in the National League there. Interesting fact I did see over the weekend: Kyle Schwarber, who has been absolutely launching the ball over the fence for the Philadelphia Phillies. I mentioned he filled second place in the home run derby. He tied Mark McGwire over the weekend for most home runs in a 2.5 season span with a new team, and it was 250 home runs. With it, yeah, I mean he's absolutely crushed the ball. It may be after 3.5. I'm going by memory here, but Mark McGwire had it with the Cardinals. If he hits 20 more, or is it 15 more home runs this year, he will tie Babe Ruth in that span of him joining the Yankees, because he was the Red Sox at first.
Right.
So I mean he's making history out there in Philly, and he's hitting the ball very well there. Guards over the weekend played the Pirates due to weird air climate in from the air quality. Excuse me.
And we had a pretty bad. I'll tell you what, the Akron area wasn't as bad as Cleveland area. Did you see some of the pictures of Cleveland?
Yeah.
You couldn't even see. There was a car had their camera on the front, and you could not see the car in front of you on the interstate. That's how bad that air was up there.
Right. Because of the air quality, they postponed the first game to Saturday. Did a doubleheader there. They lost the first game in the doubleheader 1-7. Won the second game 5-3. Sunday lost 1-7. And here was
They came back and won the second game.
Right.
Yeah, 5-3.
But Bazana hit
They was down 3-zip.
Right.
Going into I think the 7th or 8th inning.
Yeah. Bazana hit a walk-off 2-run home run. Yeah. That's his first career walk-off too. But there's a word I'm trying to say that it's not coming out. But the pattern we saw over the weekend, I'll just go with that, is at least 10 strikeouts per game for the Guards. Them striking out. They did strike out in game 2, I think it was, 15 Pirate batters.
And that was it was Gavin Williams. Because Gavin pitched pretty well. He was down 3-zip. I think it's Gavin Williams.
Let me see. It may have been. No, that was okay. No, Sunday when they lost 7-1, they struck out the Pirates 15 times.
Yeah, they lose 7-1 with 15 strikeouts. Now think about that.
Right.
But then you got one run. There was times they could have scored runs.
Yeah. They did get this when they lost 7-1 the first game. They struck out the Pirates 14 times, and the Pirates struck the Guardians out 13 times. Game
When
2,
you strike out 13 times, you're only going to get 1 run. And that's what
the
happened.
Pirates struck out 10 times, and so did Cleveland. So, I mean, a lot of strikeouts, though. So both teams were on their A game there on the mound, but just not always on their A game at the bench. Well, okay, Pirates did score 7 runs twice there, so but still, that's a lot. You don't want to strike out that much, even if you score 7 runs.
No.
That's a lot. It's
But
one thing to fly out,
But we need some hitting. We have no hitting.
right?
And you know what? There's rumor has it that this next homestand that Hosey could be activated.
They're saying he's close.
It could be activated, but you know what? He's not going to be ready. He's been out almost a month.
He is Jose though, and the
I
last
know
time this
he's gonna-
happened,
he's gonna
he
try.
bounced back
I know
fast.
he's going to try his hardest, but you know what? It just ain't going to.
They're saying that there's going to be no rehab assignment because of,
No, he wants to get back in there.
no.
You know, but personally, I'd send him down to. I would send him to Columbus, let him play a game or two down there.
Right.
I would. I'd tell him, Jose, you're going down there. You know, I don't need you. We don't need you to come up here and re-injure it again or whatever.
Right. Well, this week, while you're listening to this, they're going to be on Guardians TV playing, but they are at home against the Twins. Twins were 500 for the first time since April, and then lost 2 in a row. But the Twins are back in the conversation, the division. We'll put this so they cannot. We mentioned this last week. They got it. They cannot take this with a grain of salt. They cannot just think they're going to roll on this team. Twins will find a way to beat you.
I'm going to tell you what, the Central Division got competitive.
Within
itself, it's
it's not over yet there. Speaking of competitive, over the weekend, they will be visiting former Akron Rubber Ducks owner Ken Babby in Tampa Bay as they'll take on the Red Hot Rays, who, they did not have a great week against Boston, but they're in first place in the American League East as we speak. So that they're going to have a 3-game homestand there. And then when we come back to 10 Cent Beer Night Monday, recording for Monday, they're going to be in Cincinnati.
And I will be there on the 29th.
There you go. And Bob will be there on the 29th.
I will be there on the 29th.
There you go. So Bob will be...
There's a bunch of us old scouts going to meet down there on the 29th for a little sort of reunion.
Sort of reunion there.
You know, we're all going to meet over at the old boss's house, Marlon's house, and we're going to head over to the game. You know, after we eat our steaks.
Eat the steaks. Enjoy some base. Ohio! Battle of Ohio.
And I'm just glad
Cincinnati.
they took this day, so now I get to see the Guardians because I haven't seen them yet this year.
There you go. And
I'll be wearing a Reds jersey. I'll be wearing my
You got to
Reds jersey.
represent.
I
but
gotta represent
your heart will be all over the place in that game. There,
I might wear a Reds jersey and a Wahoo hat.
So,
you know.
There you go. Right now, both the White Sox and the Guardians, as we speak, as we record, have 52 wins each, but the White Sox playing 2 games less than the Guards are up by a game there. Twins are 49-51, 4 games behind. Tigers only 6.5 games behind. Rumor has it, there's multiple rumors out there about Tyreek Skubal. Is he going to get moved at trade deadline? Are they afraid they're going to lose him in the offseason? And one report came out, he told close family and friends, I want to stay, I want to be here, I don't want them to trade me this year. So,
good.
We'll see. And he's been pitching well of late. And, of course, the Royals...
He was injured there for a while.
Yeah.
He came back.
But 6.5 games back at this point, that's not a bad place to be, so they could come back as well.
Still got 50, 60 games. Well, what do they got? They got about 62 games left.
Yep. Rays are 56-42, a game and a half behind them are the Yankees, who lost their series to the Dodgers over the weekend. Red Sox, Bob. Red Sox. 50-48. Remember how horrible they were a couple months ago? A month ago, even?
They was in last place there for a while.
This is their best, 13-game win streak they're on. It's their biggest winning streak since 48, I think they said. So it's been a while. They haven't had a win streak like this ever. They are playing great. They might be buyers and not sellers after all, ladies and gentlemen. Hold the phones there. And 8 games behind the Rays are the Orioles, and then 10.5 for the Blue Jays there. In the American League West, the Rangers are 50-49. Mariners are 50-50, a half game behind them. Astros are 4 games behind them, 47-54. The Vegas A's are 42-57, 8 games behind them. A's have been playing pretty badly, but over the weekend hit the ball very well, and I think won their series there. I'll check that out for you there. No, they lost the series against the Nationals. and they just had one game where they hit well. And then the Angels at dead last 11.5 games behind. Angels have the worst record in the American League at 39-61. In the National League, real quick, National League East, the Atlanta Braves are 57-41 in first place. Phillies are 3 games behind them. Marlins are 6 games. Nationals at 500, baseball at 50-50. Literally 50-50. That's the record. 8 games behind them.
Yeah, so 62 games left. That's 100 games.
Yeah. And then the Mets are 16 games behind. Francisco Lindor having his best batting week. And I'm including the games before All-Star break, too.
Could he be coming back to Cleveland?
That's been brought up. They
up.
will be seller. I'm also today, and by the time you hear this, you'll know. Freddie Peralta is playing the Brewers today. You know, the team that traded him. And he's rumored to be traded, and they traded a lot for him. He's rumored to be traded this offseason. I'm curious to see how well he plays against Milwaukee today. National League Central, speaking of Milwaukee, they're in first place at 62-37. 6 games behind them are the Cubs. 10.5 games behind them are the Cardinals and Pirates. And then 16.5, Bob, the Reds have kind of fallen off there.
You're going to see a lot of movement in the Reds organization.
It reminds me weirdly of, and we'll see how it ends. But remember Francona's second year with Cleveland, they were so, and at the end of the year, they went barely over 500. But they weren't in the playoff conversation at all. And then they bounced back. So it could be just deja vu all over again, and it's just that sophomore slump there.
Francona, last year, he had him in the playoff conversation.
Then they were
for a while. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this year he's struggling, huh?
And then they went to the playoff, yeah. But there. And then in the National League West, the Dodgers with a league best 63 wins. 11.5 behind them are the Diamondbacks. 13.5 for the Padres. Padres fell off a bit. 20.5 for the Giants and 23.5 for the Rockies. Giants and Rockies are pretty much toast at this point.
You might as well say that division's over with.
Yeah, just hand LA the banner already for division title and move on at that point. So that's pretty much for Major League Baseball right there. Trade deadline is going to probably be in about a week there.
I think it's next Thursday, a week from Thursday.
Right. I haven't heard a ton as far as, who will be definitely for sale. Is there any heated talks? I think you're going to hear more about that in a week, so we'll have more to that. I did see Orioles did agree to a 5-year extension with Kyle Bradish, so that's good for them. That's going to keep him there. Reds to pursue trading players on expiring contracts. That's there. Cubs did acquire Aaron Savali off of waivers. He was cut by the A's there. Good. So good for. I liked him in Cleveland.
I liked Eric.
There you go. So overall, and then Brandon Woodruff of the Brewers to undergo season-ending shoulder surgery. We kind of saw it, which stinks because he played some games this year. And this is a guy a Cy Young caliber pitcher when he's at his best. And this year, the games he did play, he played very well overall. But just the injuries keep piling up for him, and it's just been tough to see. I think eventually you're going to see the Brewers kind of maybe move on from him and see if some other team's willing to take a chance on him, roll the dice. I mean, again, when he's healthy, he's great, but he has not been healthy the past 3 seasons, so it's been a tough going for him. But other than that, we haven't heard a ton. As far as the guards, what could they possibly do?
No, we need some hitting. I'd leave the pitching alone, and I would leave the bullpen alone. Of course, if we go for a hitter, one of the pitchers is going to have to go. That's going to be the trade. Being a trade, a team needs a pitcher, and we got pitchers. I mean, we got a bunch of pitchers in the minor leagues that are doing well.
Angel Martinez too is coming back soon. He's in AAA right now in rehab start.
We need some hitting. We need the guy. We just don't got no hits.
Like I said, I would look more to upgrading first base. I think out of all the positions, because Massardo's inconsistent. Hoskins, again, he's older. He would be good for off the bench. I would just try to see if there's an everyday guy. You know, and like I said, Rafael Devers should be available. With how hot the Red Sox are playing, I don't know if Contreras is going to be available after all. Because, I mean, he's playing great. Out of everybody they have, he's played phenomenal. But I would look to see if you could upgrade first base to a power hitter there of any kind of sort.
Definitely need one. And then, of course, the problem is also that with catching core, they love our catchers, but neither of them are hitters. Hedges had been hitting, though. He's starting to hit. But Bailey hasn't really done much.
No.
They brought him in for his bat, and he really hasn't done much.
And I'm not ripping on him,
but they're saying that the pitchers love him. They love pitching to him. You know, there's certain pitchers that want Bailey behind the plate. There's certain pitchers that want Hedges behind the plate. You know, what are you going to do? You going to mess that up with these pitchers?
No, you can't.
You can't do that. But
you're
neither of them are really hitting that should be hitting.
And you know it is. And Bob, I know you were a catcher, so you know how impactful some of these catchers calling the game how important it is. Another example would be, you know, we just talked about the Dodgers having the best record in baseball. Will Smith's been hurt, and they're saying now he's going to be delayed to mid-August. All right. They have Dalton Rushing, who was one of the top catching prospects in the league. He can hit. He's a good hitter. He's not bad at defense, but calling a game, they're saying the ERAs have gone up, even with Shohei on the mound, because he just doesn't call as good of a game. So it's the pitchers like it. They're trying to work. He's a young kid, but
he's a fill-in.
Right.
I mean, they had to bring him in,
right?
Because your big guy went down. I mean,
right.
But there's certain pitchers that want certain catchers behind the plate.
Right.
You know, and they can't work with another guy.
Right.
And I know Gavin Williams wants Hedges behind the plate every time he pitches.
Right.
And if Hedges pitches the day before, you know his voice been trying to rotate him.
Yeah.
One does one game, one does the other game. The pitchers are at the. But if Hedges catches one day and Gavin's the next day, odds are Hedges is going to be back-to-back games, and
which is fine.
Yeah, but if you look at the way he's been managing, he's been rotating them. You know, and with the pitchers and those pitchers and stuff.
Well, there's still a lot of work to do, but right now the odds in the favor of them being a playoff team as of now. And it's going to be interesting in the playoffs how he rotates that, because I mean that could be critical in those games and whatnot.
You won't see either of them in the trade block because the pitchers want these guys.
And they just got Bailey, and I think they traded too much for him.
Yeah, Bailey's is one and done. He won't be here next year.
You don't think so?
No. He's a one and done. They'll let him finish out this year because you got a couple pitchers that want him there.
All right. Well, they traded a lot for him. They traded a high draft pick in a southpaw starting pitching for him.
Our pitching our bullpen is the best in baseball. There's no doubt about that.
They've been they've been way better than I thought they would be.
The starting pitchers has their days, but they're still one of the better of the top. They're probably the top 5 pitch starting rotation in the game.
Absolutely. Well, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about sports, including we have a winner for the World Cup. We'll talk about that and more. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're at our last segment of our second to last show in July.
It's hard to believe. Summer's already swinging through.
I mean, I will tell you guys, we are preparing for this high school football broadcast this year.
Yeah, first game is the 21st of August.
By the way, I'll bring it up. We'll bring it up more. We're going to have some guests coming in soon talking more about that. But we do have advertising spots available, very affordable, more affordable than you're ever going to get anywhere else. And we do definitely have the listenership and the viewership. This is, again, a Fifth Dimension Radio and WAOH thing. So definitely just keep that in mind. I mean, If you're interested, reach out to the page, and we'll be gladly to connect
Or
with
reach
you
out to
there.
the page, or just email us at fifthdimensionradio@gmail.com.
There you go.
Reach out there.
There you go.
fifthdimensionradio@gmail.com.
He's got access to that. I don't, so I didn't know about that. So glad you
Well,
said something.
you should have access to it.
Not the Gmail.
Okay. Well, I'll put you in.
There you go.
Because
And then
I know Bob's got access to it.
Yeah. So everybody but me has access to it. But no, I mean, that'll be here. In all seriousness, that'll be here before you know it. Again, we had mentioned, I know we don't really talk about with everything going on. Browns training camp does start this week. Rookies are going to come in first. I think it's the weekend. It's Friday. It's going to be, let's see, no, today's the 20th. Oh, it's next Tuesday. It's going to be where everybody's going to be at. But this week, the rookies do come in. So it does start this week. But
Yeah, I thought it was next week.
yeah, next week is when it's going to open up there, and of course the Hall of Fame games. It's second week of August or something like that.
I know I'm going to be working most of it.
Right, and this is the first year, maybe second year. I'm losing track. Every team except for the teams playing the Hall of Fame game are going to only play 2 preseason games. Both of the Browns are at home, so they'll play the Patriots and I think the Titans. I think it's.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you the truth, I haven't even looked at their schedule.
Yeah, I'll have to look back again. They play the Titans in the regular season. They play somebody else. I'm not right now. Real quick before we get to that, I did want to briefly talk about the WNBA right now because they're going to start their All-Star
Speaking
week
of
there.
WNBA, coming here to the studio today, I got behind a car. I looked at, of course, the license plate. I looked at the license plate after I seen the sticker in the window. It was an Ohio license plate with an Indiana Fever sticker in the window.
Well, I mean, that's the closest team right now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, that's how much Caitlin Clark did for the WNBA.
First player over the weekend in WNBA history to have over 40 points and over 10 assists in one game. She went off. The next game after, she did well, but not as well. I mean, she had to be tired. I mean, it was like 45 points, 11 assists. She was all over the place. But yeah, I mean, no, it's really catching popularity right now. And of course, Cleveland's team's supposed to be announcing their name within the next month or so. Like, it was supposed to be this summer.
I hope it's the Rockers, because
So-
that's the original WNBA team was the Rockers.
I like the Rockers. We'll see. We'll see what it is because I've heard a lot of rumors. The difference is, the Rockers. What were the Rockers called? Blue, light blue, and white.
They were light blue. They were like the Cavs, the 80 Cavs or 90 Cavs, whatever. They had the light blue colors. They were the same color as the Cavaliers back in that year when they played.
I'll put up some images here. Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It was that little bit of orange, but mainly that blue and
they were the same color as the Cavaliers.
yeah.
Was.
And this is going to be black and orange. Now are going to be their main colors for this team. So we'll see what. I mean, I'm hearing a lot, but we'll see what it is. I know there's a lot of hype. I mean, you're going to see more of that. That's it. No offense to Dan Gilbert and the Cavs, but people just don't want to wear Cleveland WNBA. That's all what the merchandising says right now. They want to see a team name. You know what I mean? You give me a team name, I'll buy a shirt. But right now, I'm not going to buy it.
I'll tell you what. I've watched more WNBA games this year than I ever watched in my lifetime.
Right.
And Dish TV, I don't know about regular cable TV. They have 4 channels of WNBA, whatever games. I can watch 4 different games a night that they broadcast. So, and you know what? I didn't know nothing about the WNBA until Caitlin Clark came into the picture. She really brought this to light.
She did, and it was even a little bit before she came into the picture there.
No, it was before her. I didn't know nothing about it.
No.
And she just seemed like a down-to-earth person. Just to watch her
getting a little mouthy there and whatnot.
Well, you know,
at times.
At times, but she just, you see her like doing interviews after the game or on television networks or talk shows or whatever. She just seemed like a down-to-earth person. And she's engaged to the guy that played for the Iowa Hawkeyes basketball team. They've been engaged now for 3 years, and I guess there is rumor of marriage in the air. And that's
No, they are engaged. Yeah, they're
and
engaged.
they've been engaged for a couple of years, I guess now, since they was in college.
Yeah, which is good for them and everything. Real quick, I want to bring up the standings, the top 5 teams in the WNBA real quick. Minnesota Lynx with star rookie Olivia Miles. So mind you, Nafisa Kohler, their best player, has been out the entire time. She's supposed to be back after All-Star break, but she hasn't played at all. And they're first in the league there. Second is the Golden State Valkyries, which had a bad start and have bounced back 19-7 record, tied with the Vegas Aces, who are regarded. Oh, actually, the Vegas Aces have played 2 less games, but 17-7. The Aces won the Commissioner's Cup, and they're regarded as still like the best team to look out for. Dallas Wings, I like what they're doing in Dallas right now. The core and the players they have there with Paige Buckners and everything. LZ Fudd, their first overall pick. Should have probably been Olivia Miles, but that's a whole other story. And then you have the Atlanta Dream there. Maybe not necessarily because of Angel Reese, but because of other players. They're playing well there. So nobody has clinched anything yet. If you look at the conference play, the Dream and the Fever are tied in the Eastern Conference for first. Liberty 2.5 games back and Mystics 3 games back. The rest are whatever at this point. And in the West, I said Lynx in first. Valkyries a game behind them. Aces 2 games behind them. Wings 2.5 games behind them. And the rest, again, is pretty much whatever. Worst team in the league right now is the Seattle Storm at 6-21.
Yeah.
So there you go. But
Like I said, it just caught my eye, the Indiana Fever sticker in the window of
Right.
a car, and first one I've ever seen.
Well, I've had friends
anything
play.
with WNBA, NBA.
Until Cleveland gets their team in 2028, which again, it's a couple years away, that is the quote-unquote local team around here. That's the closest
I'm sure,
team.
Yeah, Indianapolis would be the closest.
Yeah, there's not a Detroit team, there's not a Pittsburgh team, so Indianapolis is the closest team. So that's, if you're going to cheer
I'm sure
regionally, that's going to
this
be...
person got a sticker in the window. I probably went down and seen a game or something. I mean,
Right, or
because most of the I got daughters that played high school basketball or little league basketball or whatever. They want to go see their idol, and they'll go see him.
Right, absolutely
You
there.
know, and I'm hoping I'll probably go catch a game when they come to Cleveland. I'll probably go up
Absolutely.
and catch one.
Absolutely. So,
I mean, I've watched the University of Akron girls play before.
right. This would be a little more fun. That's nothing against the University of Akron girls, but probably will get some flack for saying that. But no, we do love our Zips. And I mentioned, Bob, I got my football tickets back there. You mentioned you were talking about quarterback in the Motor City Bowl. That was Luke Getsy.
Okay.
I just looked it up there. They played Memphis, and a lot of former NFL players were that. Steven Gostowski, kicker, who was with the Patriots, and then you had D'Angelo Williams, who was with the Panthers and Steelers there, played against the Zips in that game there.
Charlie Fry never was in a bowl game?
No, he came close a couple times, but he never did. So yeah,
I always thought he did.
we're looking forward to Zips football here. Believe it, I mean, we might break and whatnot.
It's end of August.
Right.
We're a month.
Well, first game is early September. At least the first home game is early September.
Yeah,
yeah,
they're on the road in August.
Right.
They got the first two. I think the first 2 games are on the road. Because I know that they opened with. Damn, it's up to
I'll pull it up for you because we gotta.
we got a couple minutes. I'm looking forward to. I mean, I'll catch games with you guys. I haven't decided if I'm going to buy my tickets yet or not. Like I said, I am especially you veterans out there. If you can buy a season pass for general admission, what's $80? How much?
$75.
$75. You can buy one ticket for $75 for the whole season. And if you're a veteran, you can get a second one for free.
Oh, there you go.
So
Free ad
you
for the
get
tips.
2 general admission tickets for every home game for $75, and you can't beat that. So if you're a veteran, use that.
They went 5-7 last year. They won 4 of those games at home. Yeah, so this is their schedule. I think we brought it up earlier. We're going to bring it because it's closer now. Thursday, September 3rd is their first game. It's at Wake Forest. Saturday, the 12th, is their first home game. That's against Robert Morris, and that's going to be at ESPN+. Big Ten Network will have the game on Saturday, the 19th, as they're at Minnesota. Then Saturday, in Akron. Time has been yet to be determined, but UNLV will be coming to town. That's a good
That's
size
got to be
school.
the first time they ever played them.
Yeah, it has to be.
I've
yeah.
never. They played them in basketball,
Right.
but I don't think they ever.
Wait, in
played-
basketball, they're better too. UNFLV's doing this in basketball. I mean, that's where Anthony Bennett, former first overall pick of the Cavs,
That's
went.
where what's his name? The head coach, the big name. Can't think of his name now.
What sport?
Basketball. I
can't
ULV. Jerry Tartagia.
I couldn't tell
I
you
think
the top of my
Hall of
head.
Fame coach. I think Jerry Tartagia, Hall of Fame coach from UV. I think. Don't quote me on that one.
Going into October, Saturday, October 3rd, they'll be at Central Michigan there. Saturday, October 10th, 3:30 p.m. They'll be in Akron to play Eastern Michigan. Saturday the 17th. Will be a tough one here. They're going to be at Miami, Ohio. Time has yet to be determined on that one. Saturday the 24th. Yes, this one's going to be on a Saturday. I anticipate it'll be a 1 o'clock game. They're at Dick Stadium against Kent State for the Wagyu.
Saturday?
A Saturday.
On a
yeah.
Saturday?
Yeah,
We're going to
have
be playing them on a Saturday?
I would have a heart attack about that because I'm in disbelief too reading that.
Damn.
Going to November, then that's actually their last Saturday game because going November, Tuesday, October 3rd, they're back at Infocision Stadium against
I
Ohio.
thought they did away with the Tuesday games.
No, I mean
they was always playing Kent on Tuesday.
they're going to get their ESPN. It doesn't say there, but ESPN will probably host it, and they'll get their ESPN money there. Tuesday, November 10th, Western Michigan in Akron. Wednesday, the 18th, they'll be at UMass, and then Friday, the 27th, Buffalo will be here at noon. A Friday game at noon. Oh, Black Friday. That's going to be a tough sell for a lot of people. I'll go. I'll have no problem going. We'll have breakfast there in the parking lot, but I didn't realize they were going to have a Black Friday game. Oh, my gosh. You got to be good by then. Coach Moorhead, if you win at least 7 games by then, you can get that crowd on there at noon on a Black Friday. But if they go the opposite
one thing
direction.
about the Mid-American, to make money with ESPN, they have to play weekday games, and which is, you want to make money, and most of these schools don't make a lot of money, so the ESPN pays them to have these weekday games,
Right.
and which I'm sure it pays pretty good because they'll go from of course they're Saturday. They usually get a week off.
Yeah.
They'll play a Saturday, then they won't play until that Tuesday, so they'll get 9 days off instead of their normal 7 days off.
Absolutely. Real quick, and there are MAC teams on this. We're going to do the Ohio State one.
Are we playing the new team in the MAC?
Not this year.
Not this year.
Basketball, I would expect.
Oh yeah,
but-
we're going. Yeah, they'll be in the basketball. Yeah. They already got the.
Or they're only football. They might be only football in that conference.
I thought they joined the whole league. I don't. Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento State.
University of Sacramento, California. Way out no man's land. They're coming all the way to the Mid-American Conference. But that's great. I thought they joined the conference, period. The whole
Football only in the MAC. So
for just this year.
no. They're here for good, but they're MAC only in the
okay.
Just like when MAC had soccer. And
Well, we got a lot of sports. Soccer, we're in the Big East in soccer.
West Virginia was in the MAC. The MAC have added some big schools for soccer.
MAC don't have soccer.
I know they don't, but when they did,
They joined the Big East.
That's but that was like Ohio State number 5 in the nation to start off the season. Saturday, November 5th. At the shoe, they're gonna play Ball State. 12:30 p.m. They're just gonna beat up on Ball State.
Ball State won. Ball State will win that game.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they'll win that game.
Saturday, the
Anytime
12th.
you get 1.5 million or more, you won.
7:30 p.m. Yeah, 7:30 p.m. on ABC. They're gonna go to Arch Manning in the Texas Longhorns. Last year they beat the Longhorns in Columbus, so that will be a tough one. That'll be we'll see what happens there. Saturday the 19th, back at the shoe, noon on Fox. They're gonna beat up on Kent State. Okay.
Well, they're playing Kent State this year.
They're playing Kent State this year. Saturday, September 26th. The rest are to be decided except for the very last one. You'll know when that is. But they'll be against Illinois in Columbus. Saturday, October 3rd, they're going to be at Iowa. Saturday, October 10th, versus Maryland in the shoe. That'll be a good one, I think. This is going to be a great one. Saturday, the 17th, October 17th. They're going to be at Indiana, so they're going to play the defending champs. And I know they lost some players, but they still have some good. They still have a lot of good players left from that championship team. Saturday on Halloween, the 31st. Ooh. For the first time since they joined the conference, they'll be at USC. So that'll be good. That'll be because it'll be warm weather. It'll be 'tis the season of spookiness.
When was the last time they was in the Rose Bowl?
Not too long ago.
Well, then they was at USC.
Yeah, but they didn't play
USC uses the Rose Bowl, their home field.
Saturday, November 7th. This will be prime time versus Oregon at the Horseshoe. The last time Oregon was at Columbus, Oregon won, and I think Moorhead was their offensive coordinator. I think that was the last time I'm going by memory here, but I know they've been at Oregon a couple of times, but since Oregon's been in Columbus, yeah. Saturday, November 14th, Northwestern comes to Columbus. Saturday, the 21st, Nebraska. They're at Nebraska. Nebraska's going to be tougher this year. I'm calling it. Surprised they don't play Penn State this year. That was going to be one I was going to get concerned about.
So no whiteout?
No whiteout, unless they play them in the Big Ten Bowl, which I don't know if they would. They won it. No, they won it. That's more East. So they won it. So they don't play them at all unless they play them in the playoff. Yeah. And Saturday the 28th, they'll be at the Team Up North. No, Team Up North comes to Columbus, noon on Fox, and the AD is going to resign after December. That came out today. For Michigan.
Oh, for Michigan.
He got in some trouble, and I think a lot of people got mad at him about the basketball coach leaving, and there's just a whole thing. So he announced he's going to resign after December.
Yeah.
So and they're finding out more problems with the whole Harbaugh and scandals and everything.
That's going to go on for a while. Because a lot, he was crook. I'm sorry, he wasn't a crook. I didn't say that.
He was a crook. So there you go. So some football to look forward to. That's not the Browns here. And don't get me wrong, I love my Brownies. I want them to do well. It's just I'm having a hard time keeping the faith right now. So LeBron, turn this frown upside down, and let's tell these clowns this is what Cleveland really wants and show them what winning really is. So we're out of time.
We're out of time.
Next week, we'll talk more about what's going on with the Guards. I hope we have a decision by LeBron.
We're gonna have a decision by next week. I will make the decision for him.
He'll make the decision and he'll do the contract and everything. We'll talk about that. The rest of the NBA free agency, because once LeBron makes a decision, other dominoes are going to fall as well. So we'll talk about all that. We'll talk more about upcoming high school schedule, and there's not going to be much in Browns training camp to talk about.
We're going to have Ronnie Whitmer in here one day, talk high school football.
Right. We're going to have some special guests in the works
too. Ronnie said he'll come up like a week before the season starts.
So yeah, we'll talk about all that and more next week. Until then, you guys take care. It's going to be a beautiful week here in Ohio. So go enjoy yourselves.
And go Rubber Ducks. They're home this week.
Rubber Ducks are home this week. They swept their opponents over the week. So go Ducks. Go Guards. Come on, Cavs. Let's do something. You guys take care. Have a good one.
Have a great week.